Hi there, and welcome to the Celeb Tea, the shady side of Jennifer Aydin. When reality TV fame meets real-life consequences, things can unravel fast. And that's exactly what happened to the Real Housewives of New Jersey star Jennifer Aydin. Once admired for her glitz, quick wit, and no-filter personality, Jennifer has now become one of the most polarizing figures in the Housewives universe. What began as entertainment gold has evolved into a cautionary tale of how fame, ego, and controversy can collide in the world of reality television. Jennifer Aydin entered the RHOJ scene in season 9, and from the moment she appeared, viewers knew she wasn't there to blend in. She was confident, flashy, and completely unafraid to speak her mind. Her opulent home, luxurious wardrobe, and outspoken attitude made her an instant standout. Fans either loved her or loved to hate her, and that's exactly what made her such a powerful addition to the show. But Jennifer's fire soon turned into something much more volatile. Her clashes with castmates like Margaret Josephs and Melissa Gorga went from playful banter to explosive confrontations that dominated social media. Who could forget the infamous dinner scene where she hurled a plate in a fit of rage? It became one of RHNG's most unforgettable moments, solidifying Jennifer as the show's resident firecracker. However, the charm that once made her entertaining started to backfire. Beneath the quick comebacks and viral moments, fans began to notice a troubling pattern. Jennifer wasn't just arguing for the cameras, she was taking things personally. Her temper, once part of her charm, began to cross into mean-spirited territory. Every season brought new conflicts, each one chipping away at her image. And then, the drama jumped from Bravo's cameras to the real world. In early 2025, Jennifer made headlines for all the wrong reasons. A fan-recorded video from a Jersey Mike's restaurant at an airport surfaced online, showing Jennifer complaining about slow service, mocking an elderly employee, and calling another customer a loser. Within hours, the clip spread like wildfire. Social media erupted with outrage. The same followers who once applauded her confidence now called her rude, entitled, and tone-deaf. Even her most loyal fans couldn't defend her this time. Comment sections were flooded with disappointment, memes, and calls for accountability. The incident wasn't just another dramatic Housewives moment. It was a real-world scandal that damaged her reputation outside of television. Days later, event organizers quietly dropped her from a Housewives-themed cruise, releasing a polite but clear statement about maintaining a positive environment. The message was unmistakable. Jennifer had gone too far. This was the point where her reality TV persona collided with actual reality. The line between the show and her personal life blurred, and suddenly, the fun, outspoken housewife had become a public villain. But instead of laying low, Jennifer's response to the backlash made things even worse. Once the cameras started rolling again, the tension within the cast reached an all-time high. Jennifer's relationships with her co-stars were already strained, but after the viral scandal, things became almost unbearable. Her feud with Danielle Pabral exploded during season 14, literally. What started as a heated argument over loyalty ended with Jennifer shoving Danielle, who retaliated by throwing a drink. The altercation was so intense that Bravo reportedly halted filming and temporarily suspended both women. While fans ate up the drama, producers were less thrilled. Reality TV thrives on conflict, but not chaos. Jennifer had become unpredictable, and the network was forced to question whether her volatility was worth the risk. Off-camera, things weren't any calmer. Some castmates allegedly refused to film with her, while others openly criticized her behavior during interviews. Margaret Josephs hinted at being drained by the toxic energy on set, and Melissa Gorga reportedly told friends she was done dealing with Jennifer's antics. Jennifer, for her part, insisted she was being unfairly portrayed. She claimed producers were editing her into the villain for ratings. But by then, the damage was done. The once loved housewife who could dominate every scene with her sharp wit was now seen as the problem. Fans didn't cheer for her confidence anymore. They rolled their eyes at her defensiveness. And when a reality star loses both the audience and their castmates, the foundation of their fame begins to crumble. Behind the Bravo glam, Jennifer's life was showing cracks. Whispers about her personal struggles grew louder. The lavish home, designer outfits, and picture-perfect family became subjects of speculation. Fans began to question how she and her husband, plastic surgeon Bill Aydin, maintained such an extravagant lifestyle amid so much turmoil. Rumors of financial trouble surfaced, along with claims that the couple had lent money to other cast members. Nothing was ever proven, but in the world of reality TV, perception often matters more than truth. Then, an old wound resurfaced: Bill's affair. Jennifer had first opened up about her husband's infidelity years earlier, revealing it happened while she was pregnant. At the time, fans sympathized with her vulnerability. But as her behavior grew more erratic, some viewers accused her of using the story to gain pity. Others speculated that the emotional scars from that betrayal were fueling her defensive, combative personality. When Jennifer began making questionable comments online, accusations of body shaming and shading fellow housewives, her credibility took another hit. The loyal wife and mother image she once promoted no longer matched her actions. Fans couldn't tell who the real Jennifer Aydin was anymore, the misunderstood woman or the chaos-loving diva. After the chaos and backlash, Jennifer tried to regain control of her image. She went quiet on social media for a while, posting only carefully curated family photos and positive quotes. But by then, the damage was done. Fans no longer saw her as the fun, outspoken woman they once loved. They saw someone defensive, unpredictable, and out of touch. Even her silence became a topic of speculation. People wondered if Bravo had warned her to tone things down, or if her PR team had forced her into hiding. Jennifer's brand had always relied on her boldness. But now, that same boldness seemed to be her biggest liability. When she finally returned to filming, producers encouraged her to address the Jersey Mike scandal and the ongoing feuds. They expected vulnerability, maybe even an apology. Instead, Jennifer doubled down. She insisted she'd been unfairly targeted, claiming the show's editing made her look worse than she was. What might have been a moment of redemption turned into yet another example of her inability to take accountability. Viewers began seeing her not as confident, but as stubborn and unwilling to change. Her signature unfiltered charm was starting to look like carelessness. Even Bravo insiders reportedly began questioning her future on the show, wondering if audiences were simply exhausted by her never-ending drama. Still, amid the criticism, there were glimpses of change. In interviews, Jennifer began opening up about the emotional toll of fame. She admitted that the constant backlash had affected her mental health, confessing, "People forget we're human." It was one of the few times fans saw cracks in her tough exterior, and that honesty resonated. Slowly, Jennifer began shifting her focus. She started attending charity events, highlighting her family life, and talking about personal growth. She even hinted at future business ventures beyond Bravo, perhaps a lifestyle brand or a book about resilience. For the first time in years, fans saw a softer, more grounded side of her. In the unpredictable world of The Real Housewives, redemption is rare, but not impossible. Jennifer Aydin's journey is proof that reality fame can lift you up and tear you down just as fast. Whether she chooses to rebuild or remain in the shadow of her past, one thing is certain: Jennifer Aydin's name will always stand out, not for perfection, but for being unapologetically real.